What's up, guys? So we've come to Salmesbury Hall near Preston, and we're gonna take a look around this haunted hall. It has got a tragic love story attached to it. The lady who lived here, Dorothy Southworth, fell in love with one of the De Hortons from a neighbouring tower, sort of castle type hall. But they weren't allowed to be together. They weren't allowed to get married because of the two different religions going on. So it's a bit of a Romeo and Juliet story, this one, to be fair, because she
Yeah.
heard that he died, so she killed herself, and also he got into a sword fight with her two brothers and was reputedly killed. And we'll tell the story as we go around because this is the hall where she grew
Yeah.
up, where she lived, and her ghost has been seen around here on several occasions and also out on the road. You can hear the cars going by. So we're going to go inside the hall now. We're going to run Spirit Talker and the other equipment that we're carrying around and see if we can pick up Dorothy. So, Dorothy, if you're with us today here, please follow us around as we go around and film your lovely home, Salisbury Hall. All right, so
Yeah. The reason I've turned Spirit Talker down so you won't hear the voice, but I'll just tell you what comes through because there's people around
okay,
and it's people might want to be quiet and stuff like that. So
yeah, sure.
I've got it running, but we'll just go in
All right, so you lead the way, and we'll tell you the story as we go.
just going up.
What we know of it, because a lot of it's become kind of legend, distorted legend now, with two different endings to this story.
Oh yeah.
Because the first story is that Dorothy Southworth and De Horton were secret lovers, and it wasn't permitted because one family was Catholic and one family was Church of England. Now, this is the dining room, and they've had activity in here, haven't they, Andy?
You've had a lot in here. I do remember they've had things moving and stuff.
Have you got the EMF meter?
Oh yeah.
Because if we can pick up, I'll just show you this beautiful room, the fireplace. There's a minstrel's gallery up top there, which they've set up. That's where the musical players would have been to entertain the family while they dined. This is how they lived in those days. This lavishly beautiful hall. And there's original stained glass windows right over here, which will show the coats of arms of several of the families in Lancashire and other areas that married in. Okay, so that's the stained glass. So Andy's running EVP, EMF meter. If we get disturbed by other people, we'll move on. Is it flickering already? It's flickering already.
That one up to bed here.
Was it really? So this is the fireplace. So there would have been a lot of people standing by this fireplace having discussions and stuff like that.
Anybody?
It is very active here.
That was going up to bed. I thought it was
Yeah.
electrical in the front, but
Dorothy, if you're here, would you like to come forward and show yourself on the equipment that we brought? Well,
good.
let's go for a walk around because we don't want to get disturbed what we're
Good.
doing.
Good. Just say good.
Good. Oh, really? So she's probably happy that we've come to talk then. So if you're happy to come forward and tell us your story yourself, because we have two different endings to your tale and we're not quite sure which is the true one. All right, okay. So go back through that hall then. I'll just, right. Yeah, so Dorothy Southworth, she wasn't allowed to see this guy she fell in love with. And so they were separated.
Yeah.
And just go straight through.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're going to show you around. All right. Is it up there? Yeah.
Do you want to go up to that?
Yeah, yeah, we'll go that way if you want, because we can probably still get to it. Well, now we've got this room to ourselves. Do you want to try again?
Stay for longer.
Stay for longer. So she wants us in here. So can you tell us a little bit
Can you tell us what happens here?
on the Spirit Talker? What happened with you and...
You can make this light up again. That's brilliant. Are you the lady that's seen walking across the road
It'll be Dorothy.
outside?
It will be Dorothy, that.
Because I know whereabouts outside we could later on come in.
Well, they used to meet secretly, didn't they? He used to come down from Horton Towers and she used to meet him halfway from here. and one of her brothers found out, and then they challenged Horton to a duel.
Yeah.
And the story was that the two brothers killed him in the duel and buried him in the grounds of Salmesbury Hall. And she then, one of the endings is that she went on a hunger strike and stabbed herself to death. And the other ending is that her parents sent her off to France to live in a monastery, a convent, for the rest of her life. Now, we don't know which of the two endings is true because it's not been documented. But her white ghost has been seen in this hall and outside in the grounds many, many times. If you're here, Dorothy, please come forward and make yourself known to us. Was this your family home? Was this where you would have sat and dined with your family and been thinking about the man that you loved, who you weren't allowed to be with? By all accounts, one family was Catholic and the other family was Protestant, and that's why they weren't allowed to marry. They were enemies in one sense.
Violet.
Could be a name of someone else,
So,
couldn't it, Violet?
would-
Or it could be a
Your sister.
referring to a colour.
Yeah.
All right, do you want to go? You go which way you think, because we have been in here before, but we're just trying to remember the bearings, aren't we, round?
No, you can go upstairs.
Okay. And you think that priest hall is upstairs, is it? So if they had a priest hall, this was the Catholic household. The Hortons were the Protestant household. Yeah, because they had priest halls, the Catholics. Yeah, okay. So we're going to find our way up and show you the other rooms. Whilst we're on a route round. The windows, again, will have coats of arms, and it's in Latin, so we really need someone who can translate the Latin to
Agree.
agree.
Sarah.
There's a
Sarah.
etching of Henry VIII over the door up there,
Sarah.
look. There's Henry VIII up there.
Thing is,
Yeah, but don't forget, he was married to Catherine of Aragon to begin with, and she was Catholic, so this might be an original from those days. He only went changed when he married Anne Boleyn. Is that a name you've got, Sarah?
my name is Albert.
And Albert? So this place is so old, because we're talking 1530. So we don't know what era these people got back to, unless there's any... Oh, so this would have been when they were on the throne. The Catholic King and Queen of England. That was Henry VIII's first wife, Catherine, whom he left. Then he could marry Anne Boleyn. So that's why. So this was the Catholic household then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the parlour room. So the other one room was for like evening dining, and this parlour room would have been for like lunches. And you know, maybe afternoon tea and stuff. Dorothy, if you're in here, would you please like to come forward and show yourself on the camera?
Trigger.
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 That looks an old chair, that.
Trigger.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't really.
I don't.
You know, with it being antique and stuff.
Yeah, I don't. Never mind, dear. That's why we're a bit. But yeah. Trigger. Is there anywhere where you want us to go? Can you take us to a place? Can you let us know where you want us to go? Show yourself on the camera.
Or if we can just hear your voice. Anything that you can do to let us know that you're here whilst we tell your story, your tragic story.
Can we put the EVP in?
Yeah, if you think it's quiet enough.
I think it's quiet.
Okay, yeah, let's try it then. So, yeah. So, yeah, Dorothy Southworth, there's two different endings to her story. One ending is that she starved herself to death after she found out her lover had been killed. And the other story is that her parents send her off to a Catholic convent in France to become a nun. And it says mortuary, so perhaps she did actually pass away then if we're getting the word mortuary coming through right now. Maybe that's the true ending then, that she starved herself to death, hunger strike, because he died and she couldn't be with him. But you know, when they did some excavations at this place, they did actually find a male skeleton which resembled the sort of build of the guy that she was seeing.
Yeah.
And we are going to visit the De Horton Towers on the next episode.
Yeah.
And then you can see the house that he came from, and it's only about 7 miles from this one.
It's not far.
But they used to meet, didn't they? Sort of halfway.
Yeah.
And she's been seeing a white lady.
I'm here with my family.
Oh, you're here? So you came back home after you passed away?
Probably would.
She was probably really happy here. It was just that her brothers taking it into their hands that she shouldn't marry this De Horton. And they're only enemies because of the religion. She's insane. Really insane. But that's how it was in those days, guys. You had to marry the same religion or you were cast out.
That's it.
You would be cut off, wouldn't you, from your family and lose all your inheritance money, your house, everything if you married someone you shouldn't have married. This is why a lot of the marriages were arranged in those days. In these places, money married money to keep these beautiful halls in the family. It's just how it was back then. Even the ceilings are original. Dorothy, please come forward and talk to us. We'd just like to hear your side of the story. Do you still come back in visitation? Do you show people that you're here?
What's your name? Is this your home? Did you work here? Speaking to the red light, I can hear your voice. Can you just give us a message? Play that back now.
Yeah.
Nurse.
Nurse?
Yeah.
Well, she would have had a nurse. All the young ladies would have had nurses. In Romeo and Juliet, Juliet had the nurse. There was literally women that were paid to look after them to make sure that they became ladies and didn't stray and do things they shouldn't have done and, keep a good reputation for themselves. If they're all going up now, we can go where they've just come from. So we've got a tour going around, guys. So we're kind of following the footsteps of the tour, but we're doing it on our own, and then we don't get tangled up with all the noise because you can't do paranormal when you've got this kind of noise going on. It's a bit hard doing paranormal during the daytime anyway because of the lighting and stuff, but you can get EVPs and you can get the EMF meter and we can get the messages to go Spirit Talker. Whilst we're waiting for the stampede to move on, we'll just tell you a little bit about our disaster yesterday with the camera. We lost the camera yesterday.
Yeah, so
So that's why we're now at the minute filming on this iPad for the time being. We're between cameras and we're going to go and get out some new equipment in the next couple of weeks and go back to camera again.
Yeah,
so we're doing the daytime footage for the lighting purposes at the minute. As soon as we get the new cameras, we'll be going back out to do the abandoned and all the other stuff in the dark that we normally do. But right now, we thought we'd take the next couple of weeks' opportunity to show you these beautiful places by day and just conduct a paranormal. And in the off chance we might get something.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, shall we move on and see?
Yeah.
Where we can go to next? So those people just came from this side, so obviously there's some rooms down here we can go in. So they just all went up the stairs then, people, so let's just have a look in here. Go and fire the clock. This is the Whittaker room. So these would have been like banqueting halls back in the day. They're obviously set up now for like private, whatever.
Chips.
Yeah, we're just gonna wait until all the people have moved on, and then we can go and do those. Do you want to go back outside for a minute then, and come back in when it's a little bit more quieter, and do a little bit around the ground, and then we'll come in upstairs after when those people have gone. All right, so we're going to show you outside now, guys, the grounds and stuff. Have a look at some of these buildings here.
Because if we go around the back here,
Yeah. So she has been seen out here. Paranormal groups have picked her up as well when they've come in at night time, but you have to pay privately to do the paranormal here at night. You can't just buy a ticket, you've got to book the hall.
Yeah.
So not many people do it unless they're
Yeah.
doing really well and making enough money to be able to pay for it.
But, yeah.
Is that a rose garden?
Yeah.
Let's go have a look at the rose garden now.
Yeah.
So we're right by the road here. That says exit.
I can make it cold.
Can make it cold. We could do with getting away from this road, really. But she has been seen on that road. That's the road. So maybe she used to go through them gate posts. She has been seen there. Alright, keep going.
I know it's a bit noisy there, but
she has actually been seen there. I know cars have actually stopped, haven't they?
People have actually
Yeah, sorry about the noise, guys. The road.
I was treated bad.
I was treated bad.
Now that.
She has actually been seen on that road crossing over and going to meet her lover. So cars have actually pulled over and stopped, worried about they'd seen a young girl, and then she's disappeared when they've pulled over. So we've just got the message. I was treated.
Yeah, but I've been seen going through that, and sometimes people have actually swerved out of the way.
Yeah, they have.
She's been that
so
clear.
That must have been the route. She must have gone through that gate over there to head on over to meet De Horton.
If you think about it, the way we've just come today,
yeah.
We went past Horton Towers.
Yeah, we did.
Horton Tower. We went past that way, so that would have been a director route, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
so she would have gone.
Yeah, she
probably
would have gone.
Basically near enough, because it was an old road. It's not a main road, is it? It's an old.
So let's just go back to that gate, because if this is the route she used to take to sneak out, thinking about it now, she'd sneak out of the back of the house. Probably the nurse would let her out. The nurse would probably be in on it, and she probably came along this path, and she probably went through that gate and straight across the fields towards Horton Tower, and he probably came and met her halfway. And this road is haunted. There's so many people have had a sighting of her on that road now. People have swerved off the road and nearly crashed because they thought they were going to hit someone.
You know, icy cold.
It is icy cold, isn't it, right here?
Yeah.
Didn't that not say I can make you icy cold a minute ago, your spirit box?
You stand.
I can feel it here. I can feel it here. But you know the message there? Didn't that say I can make you icy cold?
Yeah.
So she is making it icy cold.
We settled here.
We settled here.
Yeah.
Well, the Southwood family did own this for some time. Because it was this hall that had something to do with the Salmesbury witches, which were tried in the 1670s, about 50 years after the Pendle witches were hung. Two of them, I think, were brought here to be tried.
Human.
So, Dorothy, if you're with us, please, if you're in the garden here,
Can you make these lights light up?
give us some message.
Anything you want to do, look right at it. Talk through
We'll go back round the front of the hall where it's a little bit quieter, get away from the road, but we had to bring you round and show you that bit because it's exactly where they've had all of this paranormal stuff happening. This goes through to the cafe bit. The rose garden. And they tend to try and keep these gardens as authentic as they were back in the day. You know, they try and keep it original to how it used to look. I think we'll go back that way, Andy, and round the front of the hall, because that leads to the cafe and we're going to miss the front of the house if we go that way. Yeah, so the usual heartbreak story is that they were once allowed to marry because one was Catholic and one was Protestant. And even though they're following the same religion and the same God, you know, the same sort of thing. It's like they were just. There was so much war going on between Catholic and Church of England at that time. So many people lost their lives for it. And this is the reason she wasn't allowed to marry, the man that she loved, which is such a shame and a pity because they were the same age. They were from the same. I miss my family. Sounds like she's separated up from her family at some point then.
Yeah, she probably did. What?
Because there is that one story going around that she was sent to a convent in France to. Now I'm wondering if she actually did starve herself to death and died, and perhaps they had a secret burial for her, and perhaps the family put the story out.
Happy.
Perhaps the family put the story out that she'd gone to France to be in a convent there because as a Catholic, that would have been a much better story to tell than she'd starved herself to death. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So that's why maybe
probably.
we've got two endings to this story. So Dorothy, come forward and show yourself on camera if you can, please. I think that she probably did starve herself to death, but the family, because it would have been classed as something to be really ashamed of, they just put it out that she was sent to France to become a nun and be in a convent now after all this. So I'm going to go with she starved herself to death, hunger strike, because she just literally took ill. The man that she loved had died and there was no hope, nothing for her then. Well, these are the gardens. Yeah, go on then, let's go in this bit and then we can go back and do the other bit after, can't we? So we're going to go up the stairs now and see if we can show you some of the other rooms. It looked like it was in a billiard room, doesn't it? No gambling or swearing. Yeah, billiards, no gambling. It probably was the gentleman's room, to be fair.
Hat.
Really? Who, me or Andy? We're both wearing bob hats today. It's gone really cold.
Well.
Even though it's June, it's just gone freezing on it all of a sudden.
Which one? Who's got the nice
Andy's hat on my hat. Andy's hat with the mystical symbols on, my hat with the smiley face. Which hat do you like best?
Now you have to be careful with your answer.
Yeah, because you're going to fall out with one of us no matter what your answer is.
Yeah. So.
All right, do you want to try up the stairs then?
It's a billiard room, no billiards.
No billiards, but has it got any balls? Maybe I shouldn't say that on YouTube. We're gonna get axed again. We already got 2 episodes from Rome axed, didn't we? But we think that was for political reasons, or perhaps because it was stuff we said about the mafia. Perhaps they cut us from able to film.
Oh yeah.
You never know. They have a lot of clout, the mafia in Italy. What's that torchlight tours? They do all sorts here, don't they? So we need to look that up, because sometimes they let you film on the nighttime tours. I think the only thing is you're stuck with a guide, waffling on for like a solid couple of hours. I prefer to explore like this on my own. Or with Andy. When I say on my own, of course, I mean the 2 of us together. I don't mean on my own. I always think that these kind of corridors are like haunted. Because a lot of people would have passed through here. Servants. Don't forget there would have been a lot of servants.
Understand. I need to understand.
There's a lot of chairs set up because they do a lot of talks and things like that on history. Schools and colleges and just ordinary people who want to come and have a look, really. So if you see a lot of chairs and things connected to the World War and stuff like that, they do a lot of, like education days, away days, sort of thing. I can hear a lot of voices down here again, so I guess our party have gone that way. So you know what we do? We avoid the party. The only parties we don't avoid are the ones where there's a good DJ and a lot of dancing. The rest of the parties, we stay well away. All right, do you want to go back that way? Because where's this priest doll?
They're not ending where they were.
All right, so maybe we make our way that way now. We might be able to get up. I can hear voices, so it sounds like they've come down to the tea room now, those people. Because I think they do on the hour guided tours, don't they, if you want that?
I mean,
Which is well and good, but the problem with that is, the problem with the guided tour is that, you know, you walk in behind the guide and he's waffling on and everyone's chit-chattering and you can't get the paranormal done, so you're best off
I will say,
getting around on your own during the day.
I will say,
Try to get it.
I was totally surprised that someone said somebody and they went, oh no, just walk around.
Yeah, so
And
it's literally open, you can just come in.
Yeah, just leave a donation, so I'm going to leave
Yeah,
decent
we'll
donation.
do that. So, okay, let's carry on.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's,
So, Dorothy or any other people, any other ghosts at Salmesbury, would you like to come forward and let us see? Or give Andy a message on the spirit box, the location. And we'll go to that location.
Spirit talker down, so we'll go hear it. I'm not. It's just.
Well, you lead the route and I'll just follow. Because you know I'm good at getting lost in these places. These would have been all like bedrooms back in the day. You know, you know, they would have belonged to different people, family members and stuff. I know they set it up for like meetings and that now, but there would have been people's rooms, these.
Well, these would have been, yeah.
Or housekeeper's room, or...
I'm in my 60s.
You're in your 60s. Did you work here? Were you like housekeeper or cook or butler or somebody like that? Maybe you used to work here. Please give us your name. See, do you know in Downton Abbey where they've got like the butler's pantry? This could have been like the butler's pantry.
Oh, yeah.
You know, this probably was where the working people lived. This bit. I've got a feeling that this was where the servants and the people who run the household would have lived. Like if anybody watches Downton Abbey, and even if you don't, that's just a good idea of how the British house used to be run, sort of before the war broke out.
The thing is with these places, they have a lot of secret doors.
There's all passages underneath.
There's a lot of secret doors that you don't know about until.
But there's passages underneath, because Smithers Hall has got passages underneath where the servants used to go along the passages and come up the stairs to bring the, you know, the linen to the rooms and the food and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't be seen about the house. They tried to build it so that they could get around the house without being seen because they were servants. So they just appear with like a tray of whatever, scones or something, and then they disappear and they wouldn't interfere with the family too much. So a lot of these houses was designed. Is that someone giving a talk? Right, so we better go a different way then.
What we'll do is.
There's a lot of people doing show rounds and stuff, so we need to.
We're going through that door.
Yeah, let's do that.
And then go up.
Yeah, okay. So the grounds are really expensive, guys. Massive grounds. They used to shoot deer and that in these places. In the wrong grounds. This is the original Tudor. You remember, if those people who've watched the Smithers Hall series and I've talked to you about the original Tudor and the mock Tudor, this is original Tudor because it's made from wood. When we did the Smithers Hall daytime show round and we talked a lot about the Tudor panelling. This is a perfect example of real, that's probably mock Tudor, but these are original original Tudor.
I would hazard a guess that this bit is quite original because you can see it.
It's original Tudor because that's why they've got Henry VIII and Catherine of Aragon inside, because they would have, that was the King and Queen when this house was occupied, you know, sort of. They probably had a big part to play in keeping that Queen on the throne when he was trying to divorce her to marry Anne Boleyn.
I'm sorry.
Who's sorry? Who are you, please? Who's apologising?
Village potential, and I'm sorry. What are you sorry for? You don't need to be sorry.
That sounds as though somebody was plotting something to help. You know, like, I'm sorry, because maybe somebody was helping them to meet in the village or something to run away, and they're saying sorry because it didn't work out that way or something. Perhaps I'm only grasping now at clues.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Just doing the Sherlock Holmes thing.
Hey, you.
They're probably completely wrong, but you have to grasp the clues and just piece it together, don't you?
You might not be.
I think sometimes you can pick up here and there. Like up back there, I picked up that it was more butlers and housekeepers and servants.
Yeah, I think it would have been that bit.
You know, and this bit, it's definitely got like,
It's kept away from the main. Sort of
yeah,
thing,
that's
and that.
it. So
You know.
I think I sometimes can pick up that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the story is not much documented, so we can only go off
What?
the little that we know,
You
really.
get the main story that everybody knows, but you don't know the other stories that.
And that's why we talk to the ghosts to get the rest of it from them.
I know.
Okay, let's go up now because it's quiet.
I know there's a fish hole up here.
Yeah, so we're going to find the priest hall. So for those people that don't understand, the priest hall was where Catholic families used to hide the priest when we turned to Church of England. And all the churches were supposed to be Church of England. There were still some Catholic families that had a priest come in and do Catholic masses, communion and all that, so they had to hide those priests for their own safety. Oh, let's go that way. Okay, let's go. Okay, I'm just going to take us. So this is an example of, what Catholic families would have in their houses. So they would have a priest come in and take the mass for them. And they hid the priest away because if parliamentary soldiers came along to find out what was going on and they caught that priest would be executed. So the families who had priests come to do secretly the Catholic masses for them had a priest hall. Now these houses are great because they're proper, like they have hidey holes. Sometimes it's like spot the priest's hole, do you know what I mean? It could be in the floor, it could be in the ceiling, it could be in the chimney breast. And it was definitely designed to not be found. So even as a tourist, coming around these places, unless they tell you where it is, you have a hard job trying to find it. Its purpose well. Excuse me, guys, I'm coughing away. Alright, go on. Yeah, let's do a little bit in here. I presume we can sit on this bench. I don't think this is anything antique. Yeah, let's do a little paranormal here while we've got it to ourselves. Right, do you want me to shut up?
Is there anybody from the Salmesbury family in here? This was your own private area, so you could be away from everybody when there was a service going on. Are you happy? We're here trying to talk to you. If you want to say something, just speak into that red light. And we'll be able to hear your voice. Can you give us a message? Can you give us your name? And if you're not happy with here, then let us know. I've had Doreen.
Yeah.
Doreen Dorothy. This is really working. Portal.
Portal?
Portal. And I'm beside you.
I wonder where the portal is then. See, the portal is generally something like either a mirror or some kind of a hole in the structure, like a well, or possibly even a chimney, or any kind of entry point, really, or exit point. Could be a portal. So, did we go past the portal?
I miss my life.
This must be Dorothy we're
I miss
talking
my
to.
life.
This must be Dorothy we're talking to. She's been seeing so much, so she's obviously still roaming the place. Did you meet up with De Horton on the other side when you passed
That's
over?
what I would like to know. Were you happy?
Did you meet up with him eventually? Please come through Spirit Talker and give us the answer to that if you can. We'd just like to know that in the end, when it was all over, did you finally meet up together in the spirit world? Are you together now? Are you happy? Or did you just not meet up for whatever reason?
Or is the story that everybody knows or think they know, is that a true story of what happened? Or was it different to what everybody thinks? Can you just let us know? Choose.
Choose as in
Choose.
choose. Where to choose? The end of the story? Well, I think the end of the story is that you starved yourself to death because your lover was killed by your two brothers. It's not an ending I'd like to choose, but I do believe that that is the true ending to the story.
Dorothy.
Seriously? Yes! Hit! It's Dorothy. Dorothy, come and sit down with us now. Come on, love. Come and talk to us. Seriously. That is unreal, isn't
That's why I
it?
didn't say anything.
Dorothy. That is absolutely unreal. So she's here then.
Was this
Well,
a-
she has been a prominent ghost for so
Was
long.
this area a place of peace for you?
Dorothy, if you're here, just step forward and come towards us. We are your friends.
I've got chills.
We will talk to you about
I've literally
anything you want to
got
talk about, Dorothy. Andy and I have always worked in counselling and mental health and stuff like that in the past, and we're happy if we can help spirits
Dorothy.
to come to terms with whatever trauma and tragedy they've endured and to pass over peacefully.
If Elric.
Who?
Elric.
That sounds like. How's it spelt?
ELRIC. Like Eric.
Elric.
Eric, but with an L after the
I'm
E.
not sure if that's like an older way of spelling it, like a Viking way, or would it be Welsh or Scottish Gaelic name or something? I'm not really sure about that, to be fair. We need to look that up. But the fact that we've got Dorothy through is just incredible because she is the prominent spirit in this place.
Can't argue with that. That's the.
No, that's incredible, that. So
Yeah.
she's obviously here. Her presence is strong in this place then.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's always been the legend, the local Lancashire legend that Dorothy Southwest is seen in and around and outside on the road.
This would have been probably been a place of peace for because this is.
Looking at it,
this
the
is-
layout,
this-
it's two
this-
fireplaces, right? And there's a veranda looking down. So
This
I
is-
get a feeling that this would have been like some sort of gentleman's room where if they're all having dinner and parties downstairs, the men could come up and maybe play games, talk, business, stuff like that. Get away from the.
It says on here why.
What does it say on there? Oh, right, it was a church. Totally wrong with that then.
Was constructed over the chapel.
Oh, okay.
Privacy for the phone.
Oh, so this was where they had private masses.
So.
I'm only going off the layout because some of the halls that we've been to,
Yeah. So
like,
would have been.
what's the one I'm thinking of right now? We've been at night time there. Oh, I actually thinking of Horton Towers, to be fair. They've got their, well, it would figure, wouldn't it? A Catholic family would have their upstairs space for prayer.
Yeah.
A Church of England family would have their upstairs space for
Yeah.
parties.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that
Yeah,
would figure.
Probably because you've got all the.
It's amazing we got Dorothy through right then.
People, servants and that in chapel downstairs, they might come up here.
Maybe.
A bit of privacy.
Yeah, maybe. But that Eldrick sounds like something Viking to me.
Speak.
As in speak. Speak to us. Are you going to speak? Do you think she maybe wants us to use the EV purifier?
Might be.
Or do you want to go that way and see if we can find a quieter spot and we'll run it and hopefully we can pick her up?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to show you a little bit more of the upstairs, guys. Another banquet hall room. That's the view from outside from up here, so you can see we went in through that door down there. We did that part of the house and now we've come over here. Do you want to go straight through and see what's on the other side? I'll show you again. That's the outdoors. Alright, let's just go through there and see what comes down at him. Alright, what's in here? Oh, there's some rooms in here. Let's have a look in here. Is this the priest's room? They've had a lot of activity in here, haven't they, in the past? I'm going to show you this, guys, so you can read it yourself, yeah?
Priesthood here.
Yeah, the stories say that over 500 years ago, a priest was discovered in the priest hall here. Two guys pulled him from his hiding place and decided to take matters into their own hands, beheading the priest on the spot. Years later, many would complain of a recurring red stain that refused to be removed. Some say it reappears to this day. So this is the priest's hall. Now, look, there's an eye hole there, so he could look out. He probably would look through there to see if anyone was coming that was going to be trouble for him. Are you in here right now?
No, it would have been here.
The priest hall.
I think it would have been up there.
Is it up? I was going to say that was a bit too obvious that for a priest hall.
Up there. So
Ah, okay.
this is way.
So it was up there, the priest
There was
hall.
obviously another way.
Yeah, that would make sense. This was the minstrel's gallery here. So yeah, they would hide it like somewhere like that because no one would expect to find a priest above the minstrel's gallery. Even that could have been the priest's hall. Up in the rafters there because they used to do whatever they could to get them clean away from. Do you want to conduct a paranormal in here and I'll just stand in the doorway?
Shall I do something
Yes, please.
dangerous?
You can do whatever you like as long as you can let us know that you're in here. What's your name, please? To start with, we have total respect for your faith and your beliefs.
You want to talk to us? I can hear you through that device. Are you a Catholic priest who's hidden in here? Did you usually hide in the priest hall? When Protestants came. If anybody else is in this room, can you talk to us? Can you let us know your name? Can you tell me what this room was used for? Can you say something to us? How did your life end?
I've looked through the window. See what we've got from here. So there's Bibles there. I should think those Bibles don't date back to that time. Any Bibles that old and in the British Museum in London now.
Did somebody take a picture?
Yeah, there's someone out there taking pictures. Yeah, there's a guy out there doing
That's
pictures.
not a flash.
Yeah, I think he wanted to come in here to be fair. So I'm just gonna. So we've done that. That's yeah, so this is one of the most active rooms in the house. So other people want to come in right now, but we've done a little EVP. So we'll see if we get anything from that. I'm gonna head down now. That's the minstrel gallery. And we'll go this way.
You know, if you bought a house that was like 100 years old,
So this is an example of how the kitchen table would be set up, you know, for lunch, buffets and things. Yeah, you break your teeth if you try biting into them, Andy.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Andy, a mirror. Do you want to do some mirror scrying? Let's do the mirror scrying with the viewers. Go on, Andy. You know you love to look in the mirror. Would you like to come forward if this is a porthole? Please step through it. Make yourself known. I'm Alison, this is Andy, and we'd love to see Dorothy. If you're here. And don't stare at it for too long. You know what happened to your eyes last time? They went all bloodshot. I think this is set up for more kind of recent things, a gramophone player, stuff like that. You can collect these now at Bygone Times, these kinds of things.
I actually find it hard breathing though.
What, like a choking sensation?
Like
I'm wondering if that's not the priest. Because people have felt strangulation before, haven't they, when they've been up there? If he was tried in this room, maybe he was like chokes for air, you know, like in a panic. I better not film Andy with the fox fur, him being a vegetarian and all that. This is done up for a more recent thing, isn't it, really? Go on, practice your dance moves. Go on, let's see you. Go on. Go on, it tells you what to do. Left foot, right foot. Left foot, right foot. Even you can't get it wrong. I'll leave you to it. You can practice your dance moves while I go through. Go back up here, actually. Let's have a look, see what we've missed. We'll leave Andy practicing his dance moves because he does need a lot of help with that, guys. He needs a lot of help. I've been teaching him to dance for some time now because I dance anyway. I've danced all my life and I've been trying to teach Andy his left foot from his right foot and all the moves and he struggles. So I'm going to leave him with the dancing mat and we'll go back and see how he's getting on. In the meantime, take time. Oh my God, something's talking to me. What's talking to me? Seriously, I thought that was paranormal then for a minute. I just said something and it started talking to me. I was like, oh my God, it would happen while I've left Andy on the dancing mat practicing his moves. I left you on the dancing mat practicing your moves and then his voice started speaking to me from that. Are you getting there? Come on, show the people. The people want to know how you're getting on with the left foot, right foot, right foot, left foot, left foot, right foot, swivel and turn, left foot, right foot, left foot. We're getting there. Right foot, left foot, swivel and turn. Yeah, okay, so we still need a little bit more work on that right now. Alright, do you want to head back down then? Into the, we'll film for another 10 minutes and then we've done like an hour, so that's enough, it's plenty. I can't believe that, I was just, look at this old chest there. Go on, what's come through now?
do you like God? The bad man's here.
Really?
Flames. Godfrey, you must go quickly.
Well, do you know what? They used to burn them at the stake, didn't they?
Devotion, revere, compassion, revere, sacrifice, valor, compassion, devotion, revere, valor, torment.
Yeah, so look at that old map. There's a really old map here, Andy. I'm wondering if we can get Pendle Hill on that. You know, we always wanted a really old map with Pendle Hill on it. I bet there's one on there. I bet it's on there. So, yeah, them messages you've got are very...
Compassion, devotion, revere.
They might have one of them kind of maps in the shop.
Yeah, they might. So those messages you got through are kind of what you would get from a priest, really. But you know, back in those days, they were burnt at the stake. That's maybe why you've got flames. Because George Marsh at St Vittles Hall was put to death, burnt at the stake.
We must go quickly. He doesn't like visitors. The rumours are false.
The rumours are false.
The rumours are false.
So that's to do with the priest, because
He doesn't like visitors. The Batman here, he doesn't like visitors, and the rumours are false. So,
what rumours?
many happy memories. 2 lights. Two lights.
Yeah, where do we need to go, please, for this?
Lights. What do you mean by two lights?
Up here or downstairs?
Two lights up here, upstairs, downstairs. Where do you want it to go?
See, is this coming from the priest or is this coming from Dorothy? This
Can
message.
you let us know again who this is?
Devotion, revere, compassion, revere, sacrifice, valor, compassion, devotion, revere, valor, torment.
This is to do with the witchcraft of. Hey, this is the Lancaster witches, the Pendle witches. She was tried for witchcraft at Lancaster on the 19th of August 1612 before Sir Edward Bromley. That's the witch, isn't it?
Yeah.
With her was linked Jeanette. Is that the one from Yorkshire?
Yeah.
And her daughter-in-law, Ellen Birksby. The principal evidence against them was great. Something aged about 14, granddaughter also Alison device. I need to read a little bit more of this. I'm going to film not that one while I read. I wonder if you can get copies of this downstairs, Andy. This is the Pendle. This is documents about the Pendle witch trial. That was written here in that time. Well, they were obviously copies. But this family kept copies of the Pendle witch trials.
That's interesting.
So unless he was on, well, apparently he was. Sir Edward Bromley was on the History of Wallace, Salmesbury. We need to see if we can get that downstairs and read it up because it might be a little bit more history that we've missed. You know, regarding the Pendle witches. It looks as though somebody who owned this hall was present at that trial. Well, they probably called a few in locally, landowners, wealthy people to, give account of whether they've met them and what they thought of the characters. That's how Alice Gray got off, because she was at Gawthorpe Hall and she was attending the daughter there through her childbirth. So the man who owned Gawthorpe went to the trial and said, right, she's innocent. She's, and she did get off because of that reason. So maybe this owner here went also. Because Dorothy Southworth was afterwards. She was about 1700. It was much later when this all happened with her and the Horton. I think, as far as I know, we'll have to just look at the date on that, really, because I'm not sure when. We need to look that up. And we need to find something that it says.
We'll check it out anyway.
Yeah, okay.
We'll check it out.
All right. Do you want to go back down there then?
Yeah. Somebody.
All right. We'll go back around that way then, minute. Is that the only way out, that way?
Yeah.
So we'll just show you over the Minstrels Gallery. Well, it's not the Minstrels Gallery, but in other halls this would have been the Minstrel Gallery, where you look down. But here it's a Catholic religious thing. Look at the church windows there. Very nice. So it would have been a very strict household, this, it being Catholic and all that. All right, let's go down now then. Finish off downstairs and outside, and then that's it then. We've done the whole of it. And we'll look back at the footage on the way back and check out the EVP recorder, and if we have anything, we'll let you guys know. See if we can get in here one night and do an evening one as well, but whilst we're without lighting at the present minute, apart from our trusty torches, we're going to wait till we get the new cameras, and then we're going to come back and take another look by night time. So, do you want to go back outside? Oh, we've been in there yet? We can go out now if you want, because we can stop it on the hour, then we've done like 60 minutes. So yeah, very interesting place, a lot of history. But I mean, the thing is, there's history that we don't know. There's history that isn't documented as well.
Yeah, because you only know one story. The one story that's done it, and
Yeah.
that's it.
So we'll show you a little bit more of the grounds before we finish.
Yeah.
So this has been Salmesbury Hall, Preston area. And you can do the torchlight tour at night time, I believe, but you have to go around with a guide for that. So we're going to see if we can find our way in of an evening, one night somehow, to do the same kind of footage for you, because I always think spookier at night time, and I think you're more like, I mean, I think there's ghosts present 24/7, but I think that you're more likely to pick them up at night because your senses are more alert. It's dark, your eyesight suddenly improves, your hearing suddenly improves, all your senses become alert and strong, and I think that's when people see, hear, and feel ghosts more, because
You all.
is that what you've got now? We are watching you all.
Yeah.
Who's watching us all?
Who's
Who?
watching
Come and
us
tell us
all?
who is watching us all. If you're watching us all,
Who are you watching
you
us
have to
all?
tell us who you are. This could be one of the two brothers, because they were always keeping an eye out for who was coming and going.
Oh yeah.
But he was found out here, you know, when they did excavations, apparently, right? I don't exactly know where. They found a skeleton of a young man, and when they dated it back, it was from that time, and they think it was true that he was actually killed here. But unless they've made a marker of it, I don't actually know which part of the garden it's in. So let's just go right back around this side of it, because there's a little bit more on the outdoors. The rest of this is just cafe and place for like weddings and stuff like that, but it's still the original house. It's an incredible building.
Many regrets.
Many regrets. Who has the regrets? Is this Dorothy again?
Who are you?
What would be really good, but I don't know how we're going to pull it off, is to get up here with the Ouija board, really. But it's one of them places where there has to be guides present all the time, don't there? And I'm not sure how we're going to be able to pull that off, to be fair. Have you noticed how I'm creeping towards the cafe, the cake, and the ice cream parlour? I always finish my daytime paranormal shoots at the cafe and the cake and the. Well, I always edge towards the cafe at the end of a daytime paranormal shoot. Surely you of all people must know this by now. The end of a daytime paranormal shoot always winds up in the cafe with either a 3 flavour ice cream or a nice wedge of cake in front of us. Come on now.
You think
Do you
so,
seriously?
You think
I
so?
know so. I've checked your wallet this morning. I know I'm getting that piece of cake before this shoot finishes today. After this shoot finishes, we're getting that cake. You're going to try and tell me now the cafe's closed? Bollocks to that. I know the cafe's not closed. So how come those people are strolling around with ice creams in their hand then?
Go on then.
So come on, I've taught you into it now. It doesn't take very long, does it? Alright, so we'll just go up to the fountain and then we'll finish the shoot there for you guys. So yeah, really, really, really amazing house. A lot of history. Sad, heartbreaking love story. Sort of along the Romeo and Juliet's kind of, you know, sort of tragedy thing. And I think on that note, when I find my partner in crime, my partner in paranormal crime, and my partner in abandoned crime, we'll end on. Alright, have you got anything else to say before we disappear?
Oh, it was interesting.
Yeah. But we are going to have to come in during at night time, definitely, because it's going to be so spooky and creepy. We can go around the partner house to this one, Horton Towers, where the Horton young man lived. You can go around that one at night time. So we're going to try and get in here at night time.
Yeah.
We'll go and do the other one by day and by night time. And on that note, we'll say goodbye from Salmesbury Hall, and we'll see you on the next shoot, which is probably going to be. We're going to get back to Blackpool because we missed 2 shoots yesterday because the camera died on us in the same place where the drone died, which is quite odd, really. And I sometimes think it's a present. You know, I think it's something that's messing with us there. You know, seriously.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go and do the Horton Towers as well. So we'll see you guys very soon. And thanks for watching, and thanks for those people who subscribed. Hello to America, Canada, France, Belgium, Germany, Austria, all the other countries, and Italy that are subscribing and watching us right now. Thanks for your support, and take care, and we'll see you all very soon.